guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sarah, and today I'm going to be doing my 33-week pregnancy update. I'm actually going to be turning 33 weeks tomorrow, so the day this goes up probably. So I'm going to be talking about the whole last week, which is week 32 or 33 depending on how you look at it. So last time I talked to you guys, I was really concerned about my blood pressure and me potentially getting preeclampsia because I did have some mild swelling, and it just seemed like all of a sudden things had quickly changed. So I still am worried about that. I still have some minor swelling, and I think the biggest thing that has happened in the last week is just an increase in my blood pressure, and I'll talk about that. But I also had a doctor's appointment yesterday that I wanted to update you guys on. So after my last doctor's appointment and I saw that my blood pressure was slightly elevated, that was the first thing that really tipped me off and got me really worried. So I do have a blood pressure cuff at home that I just bought from Costco. It's not a great one, but it at least is something to go off of. So I was doing that twice a day for the past week, trying to keep tabs on it. And at first the number was pretty close to what the doctor had said it was. It was 135/80, something like that. But then it started to creep up. It was 145/85. And then the day of my doctor's appointment, so yesterday, my monitor was showing 155/100, which is very alarming to me because that's over the number that considers you high blood pressure. And so I was if this is accurate and I go into the doctor today, they're probably going to want to do something to monitor me or take steps towards trying to keep me stable as long as we can. So I was expecting this to be a really just bad doctor's appointment and for a lot of really hard things to be talked about because I'm only turning 33 weeks and that's very early to even have to consider an induction or a C-section or anything like that. It's very early to think about things like that. So I went into the doctor's appointment, and when they took it in the office, I was 144/84. So it was a little bit lower than what I was seeing at home, and they were saying because they do it by hand, it's more accurate. The machine just gets really tight, and so it's not always 100% accurate. It probably is going to show numbers that are a little bit higher than what it really is. So that made me feel a lot better. They actually took it again at the end of the appointment, and it was 136/86, I think. So it was varying a little bit, but both of those numbers technically were below the 140/90. So they didn't consider me to have alarming blood pressure yet. For me, those numbers are high. So I told the doctor, I know you don't think that's high, but for me, I was so consistently 120/75. And then I see this just quick jump. So he told me he's not concerned about preeclampsia yet, which I cannot believe with my history and everything that he wouldn't be concerned. But he said most of the time preeclampsia only happens in your first pregnancy. That's one reason why they aren't super concerned about me. But also he was saying that your blood pressure sometimes drops in the middle of your pregnancy, and then towards the end it will go back up a little bit. So he's thinking I'm just on that upswing, but I don't know, my numbers seem higher than just an upswing back to normal levels. They seem and they seem pretty consistently to be going up slightly too. So I don't know. I mean, I guess all I can do at this point is just wait until the next appointment. I do have one next Thursday, so every week pretty much I'm gonna have an appointment now because I mean, more than anything, it's just me wanting to go in because at the point that I'm in my pregnancy right now, they would see me every 2 weeks, but I just feel more comfortable going in every week because they can also keep an eye on the protein in my urine. So they checked that again at this appointment yesterday, and he said again there was just trace amounts of protein. There was nothing alarming. I even specifically asked, should we do a 24-hour urine? And he said no, at this point there's no cause for that. He just really didn't seem concerned, but it's just for me to all of a sudden get swelling. I am gaining a lot more weight in the past like month than I have been. And to see that blood pressure slowly going up, to me, those are all red flags. But I guess we're just not at the point where it is concerning enough for me to be hospitalized or anything drastic to be done. So the other thing that's been happening this week is I do have a slight headache. I've had a headache for the past couple days, but I feel like there's a lot of things that could be. It could be because of preeclampsia and having slightly elevated blood pressure, but because it's not super high, I feel like that's probably not what's causing the headache. It could be stress and anxiety, which is a real thing for me now, constantly pretty much, so that definitely could be giving me a slight headache, although sometimes I feel more relaxed and I still have a headache, so I don't know. But then the other thing is I've been not having any caffeine for the past week, and so that is a big reason why I could have a headache, because I've just heard that the caffeine can just hurt your blood pressure, and it's just better to not be on caffeine when you're trying to keep your blood pressures low and stable. So in the past week I've been trying to drink a lot of water and have no caffeine. So one thing on the swelling, it was getting pretty bad like last week, and that's why when I went into that doctor's appointment, I was just like, this is it, because my swelling was getting bad and my blood pressure was up and I was just in a really bad place. But over the past week, I've been putting my feet up a lot more and just really focusing on not going too hard every day. And my swelling has gone down a lot at this point. I mean, I just went to the grocery store for like an hour and a half, and I did have a little bit of swelling when I was done, but it was so minor. The swelling when I wake up in the morning is almost completely gone, which is awesome. Last pregnancy, I don't think I could ever get it to go completely away. So because I have my feet up so much and I'm drinking so much water, I think it's really helping my swelling just like completely drain out. And I kind of slowed down my weight loss a little, or my weight gain a little bit too. So I think last week I was at about 15 pounds gained. This week I actually lost like maybe a pound. I would say I'm probably somewhere around 14 pounds gained. And I think it's because I'm slowing down the swelling, and I'm really just trying to stay hydrated and keep my feet up as much of the day as I can. So that is encouraging. It's nice to not be so swollen, but at the same time, my blood pressure is still going up slowly. So I don't know if it's gonna level out at some point, or if it gets past that 140/90, I would think the doctors would do something at that point, but I don't know what they would do, because if I don't have enough protein in my urine, I wouldn't technically have preeclampsia. It might just be a high blood pressure problem. I don't really know what that looks like, because last time I only went the preeclampsia route, so I don't know. But I'm just really trying to not get overwhelmed and stress out about it so much, although it's so hard. On a daily basis, I'm constantly having to decide, can I do this activity? Is that too much for me? Should I be taking a break? And it's like constantly me feeling bad because I'm not having enough time to clean my house or organize things for the baby or play with my son. It's just a lot of things that I'm having to sacrifice to take care of myself, and I'm trying to find that balance. But I think I'm doing okay right now. It's scary because if my blood pressure does start to creep up to that dangerous zone, I probably wouldn't even notice, because you don't really have a lot of symptoms of high blood pressure unless it's like extremely like dangerously high. So the doctor did recommend that I test my blood pressure on my own like once a day, but now that I know about my machine not being super accurate, I don't really trust it. I'm gonna try maybe to go to the grocery store and do the blood pressure cuffs in the stores maybe every other day, something like that. But I don't know, it's just gonna be like a daily check-in with myself, because I feel like every day I feel slightly different, and some days I feel like I have it all under control and it's gonna be fine, and then other days I feel like it's going downhill real fast. And I mean, I'm just 33 weeks right now, so when I had my son at 36 weeks, he was small and he had jaundice, and I couldn't breastfeed well, and there was just so many things that were a struggle that I was hoping if I could wait till 37 or 38 weeks that this baby would have a better chance of not having to deal with all of that. And I just don't know, like at this point, if I can make it that far, another month or more. That seems like I'm just being unrealistic to think I can keep her in for that long, but we'll see. I mean, maybe my blood pressure will just level out, and like you said, it's just kind of going up, but it's not gonna get to that extreme, so we'll see. But I think that's pretty much everything that's happened in the last week. Like I said, I do have another doctor's appointment next week, so that will be like my 34-week checkup, and that is with a different doctor who's a female, and she, in my opinion, is the best one in the practice. So I'm really curious to see what she has to say. So hopefully we have more of a game plan next week, or at least something more encouraging. So stay tuned for that. If you have not subscribed, please consider joining my family here so you don't miss any of my future pregnancy updates, and hit that bell button. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I will see you guys in the next one.